say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555. Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes your country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
The views and opinions expressed by participants and callers during this program are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, its management, or sponsors. The station accepts no responsibility for statements made.
What if I told you that the dream of
ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Kevin Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555. Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes your country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Good morning again. This is the second day in a row I'm saying this on ZIZ at 11 a.m. in the morning. So, welcome to The Edge. My name is Clement Monarch O'Garo, and I'm here once again as we try to inform, educate, and sometimes, pick sense out of nonsense. So, what we're going to do this morning, as you guys know, there's been a lot of back and forth that's going on in the U.S. As it relates to the new president and travel bans and tariffs and all that good stuff. And some people may say, well, how does it affect us here in St. Kitts. I mean, we talked about tariffs, and some people say, well, but we don't export anything to the U.S. Well, in fact, we do. That's where all the factories in the industrial site, they make stuff that are imported or sent back to the United States. Well, listen, I was searching YouTube, and I found a video in connection with travel free. Well, one is travel free access, and one is completely banning travel access for countries here in the Caribbean. And we've had a lot of commentary back and forth about it. I have comments where somebody says we have grown accustomed to leaving the Caribbean countries en masse to so-called first world countries instead of building our own. Look at that now. Going east from Grenada requires us to transit through London. This must stop, and CARICOM had better add this item to the agenda for their next summit. Open a gateway through West Africa. We need it now. Do not suffer. Just go anywhere else. There are plenty of beautiful places elsewhere. Go to Southeast Asia, South America, and Africa. So these are some of the comments that we're getting as it relates to, travel, and especially, Caribbean travel as well. Someone went as far as saying Caribbean nations must have a policy of visa reciprocity. Whoever doesn't give us visa-free access should not get visa-free access to us. Whoever makes it expensive should have to pay more. And don't come with the "it will damage tourism" crap. It may or it may not. But the point is dignity first. And I think that's very important. So we're going to have a conversation today. I want you guys to, let us know. We're going to open the phone a little bit later, 662-8674. But we're going to play a clip for you. And at ZIZ, we're playing the clip. We're not sanctioning it, and we're not telling you that it's true or not, but it's food for thought. And so that's the reason why we're playing it for you today. No copyright infringement on our part. We're not trying to profit from this video. But let's take a listen. This one says it's 10 countries that might get visa access, free visa access to the USA. Let's hear what
the dream of stepping on American soil without the headache of visa applications is about to become reality for millions of Caribbean travelers. Starting in 2025, the United States is expanding its visa waiver program to include 10 Caribbean nations, completely transforming travel opportunities for islanders and creating new economic possibilities throughout the region. But which countries made the cut, and why were they chosen over others? The answers might surprise you, and they reveal a fascinating web of diplomacy, security partnerships, and changing priorities in Washington. The Department of Homeland Security and State Department recently announced this major policy shift that's been years in the making. While the US has maintained strict visa requirements for most Caribbean nations for decades, citing security concerns and immigration control, shifting diplomatic priorities, and strengthened bilateral relationships have finally opened new doors. This change didn't happen overnight. It represents the culmination of years of behind-the-scenes negotiations and gradual improvements in regional security cooperation. The visa waiver program isn't just a simple policy change. It represents a fundamental shift in how the US views its Caribbean neighbors. Countries granted this status have demonstrated exceptional security cooperation, reliable passport systems, and stable governance. Travelers from these nations will only need to complete an electronic travel authorization form online and pay a nominal fee instead of going through the lengthy visa application process that costs hundreds of dollars with no guarantee of approval. For many Caribbean families, this means the end of anxiety-filled embassy interviews and months of waiting for decisions that could easily be denied for minor technicalities. Jamaica leads the list of newly approved countries, marking a significant diplomatic victory for the island nation. After years of pressure from tourism officials and improved security collaborations, Jamaican citizens will finally enjoy streamlined entry to the US. This is huge for the thousands of families with relatives stateside who've been separated by bureaucratic red tape for generations. Jamaica's inclusion wasn't without controversy, though. Concerns about overstays had delayed this decision for years, until additional security measures were agreed upon behind closed doors. What many don't realize is that Jamaica completely overhauled its passport issuance system in 2023, adding biometric security features that exceed international standards, a key factor in convincing US authorities. Following closely behind is the Dominican Republic, the Caribbean's tourism powerhouse. With over 7 million visitors annually to its own shores, the Dominican Republic has demonstrated solid passport security and border control systems that satisfied American officials. But what pushed their application over the finish line was their expanded cooperation on narcotics interdiction, something US authorities haven't publicly acknowledged, but industry insiders confirm was the deciding factor. Dominican officials worked tirelessly to address previous concerns about document security, implementing cutting-edge verification systems at their international airports and improving coordination with US law enforcement agencies. Trinidad and Tobago rounds out the first group, becoming the southernmost Caribbean nation to receive this privilege. Their inclusion shocked many analysts who believed their proximity to Venezuela would create additional security scrutiny. But Trinidad's energy sector and strategic importance to US interests in the region apparently outweighed those concerns. What's particularly interesting is how Trinidad's government leveraged their natural gas exports during negotiations, proving that energy politics plays a role even in immigration policy. Trinidad also implemented sophisticated exit tracking systems for Venezuelan migrants, addressing a key US concern about regional migration flows. The Bahamas secured their spot through decades of close cooperation with US Customs and Border Protection. With over 700 islands and inlets, Bahamian authorities had invested millions in maritime security that directly benefits American interests. Bahamian citizens, who live just 50 miles from Florida at the closest point, will no longer face the bizarre situation of seeing American tourists freely visiting their islands while they couldn't reciprocate without extensive paperwork and interviews. The deep integration of Bahamian and US tourism economies made this a natural fit, but it still required significant security enhancements, including advanced passenger information systems that share data with US authorities in real time. Barbados comes next, riding a wave of diplomatic success after establishing itself as the Caribbean's newest republic. Their inclusion represents a victory for their charismatic prime minister, who made visa-free access a cornerstone of her administration's foreign policy. What many don't realize is that Barbados also agreed to host an expanded US security presence at their main airport, a behind-the-scenes concession that helped seal the deal. Barbadian officials have been quietly implementing enhanced security protocols for years, focusing particularly on preventing document fraud and strengthening border controls. Their efforts paid off with this prestigious recognition of their security standards. St. Lucia might seem like a surprising addition given its smaller size, but its tourism-dependent economy and exceptional passport security infrastructure made it a logical choice. The island nation completely overhauled its passport system in 2023, implementing biometric features that exceed international standards. But the real story is how Street Lucia's growing popularity among American tourists created pressure from the US travel industry lobbying for its inclusion. Street Lucian authorities also demonstrated exceptional cooperation with US security agencies, sharing intelligence and working closely on regional security initiatives that rarely make headlines but significantly impact US security assessments. Antigua and Barbuda earned their spot through persistent diplomatic efforts and by addressing concerns about their citizenship by investment program. Previously, US officials worried about the security implications of the passport sales, but sweeping reforms implemented last year established rigorous background checks that satisfied American concerns. What's fascinating is how this tiny nation of just 100,000 people managed to navigate the complex diplomatic requirements while larger nations failed. Their success story involves a complete redesign of their vetting procedures and the implementation of continuous monitoring systems that track passport holders with unprecedented scrutiny. Greneva's inclusion came as a pleasant surprise to many observers. After improving relations with the US following decades of tension stemming from the 1983 intervention, Grenada has transformed its security cooperation. The island's strategic location in the southern Caribbean and its increasingly important role in regional security initiatives earned it a spot on this exclusive list. Their cooperation in tracking financial crimes particularly impressed US officials. Grenadian authorities have developed sophisticated systems to monitor potential money laundering and financial irregularities, capabilities that extend far beyond what might be expected from a nation of its size. Street Kitts and Nevis nearly missed being included after concerns surfaced about their citizenship program. However, last-minute reforms and heightened vetting procedures convinced US authorities to give the green light. As the smallest country on the list, their inclusion demonstrates that size isn't the determining factor. Their exceptionally low overstay rates for existing visitors to the US played a crucial role in the final decision. In fact, data reveals that Street Kitts and Nevis citizens have among the highest visa compliance rates of any nation in the Western Hemisphere, a statistic that undoubtedly influenced US decision-makers looking at empirical evidence rather than outdated assumptions. Completing the list is Dominica, which overcame significant challenges including repeated hurricane devastation to qualify for the program. Their remarkable recovery efforts and implementation of cutting-edge passport technology tipped the scales in their favor. Dominica's inclusion represents a victory for sustainable development and climate resilience, as US officials cited their innovative approaches to rebuilding as evidence of stable governance. What's particularly notable is how Dominica leveraged international partnerships to rapidly modernize its border control systems, even as it rebuilt physical infrastructure, demonstrating a commitment to security that impressed US evaluators. What does this mean for travelers? While the visa requirement disappears, visitors will still need valid passports and must complete the electronic system for travel authorization (ESTA) before departure. The ESTA costs $21 and remains valid for 2 years, allowing multiple entries for stays up to 90 days. Implementation will be phased, with the first countries gaining access in January 2025 and the remainder by July. Travelers should also note that admission is never guaranteed. US Customs and Border Protection officers retain the right to deny entry to any traveler who raises concerns during the arrival process. For Caribbean citizens planning US travel, this change eliminates the need for in-person embassy interviews, extensive documentation, and fees that can exceed $160 per application. Instead, the online ESTA application takes approximately 20 minutes to complete and provides almost immediate approval in most cases. This streamlining removes what has been an enormous psychological and financial barrier for legitimate travelers. Business trips that once required months of advanced planning can now be arranged with just days' notice, and family emergencies no longer mean agonizing visa delays. Not every Caribbean nation made the cut. Notable exclusions include Cuba, for obvious political reasons, and Haiti, where ongoing security concerns prevented inclusion. Other nations like Guyana and Suriname remain on the waiting list, working to address specific U.S. concerns about passport security and migration controls. These countries have already begun implementing enhanced security measures in hopes of joining the program in future expansion phases. U.S. officials have indicated that the program could potentially expand further if initial countries demonstrate successful implementation. For Caribbean citizens, this policy change represents more than just easier travel. It's an acknowledgement of the region's importance and the strength of its institutions. Families separated by visa barriers can finally reunite without the anxiety and expense of visa applications. Business opportunities will expand as entrepreneurs can quickly visit potential partners without planning months in advance. Cultural exchanges will flourish as artists, musicians, and academics can attend U.S. conferences, exhibitions, and collaborations with minimal bureaucratic obstacles. The economic impact of this policy shift will be substantial. Caribbean economies heavily dependent on remittances can expect increased flows as family members can finally visit relatives working in the U.S. Tourism flows will become truly bilateral, with Caribbean citizens able to experience American destinations just as easily as Americans have long visited Caribbean shores. Economists project increased trade volumes as face-to-face business meetings become easier to arrange, potentially bringing millions in new commercial activity to the region. For American tourism destinations, this change represents an opportunity to tap into new markets. Cities with large Caribbean diaspora populations like Miami, New York, Boston, and Atlanta can expect increased visitors from the region. American airlines are already planning expanded routes, anticipating heightened demand once visa requirements disappear. U.S. retailers near major tourist destinations are preparing for new clientele with specific marketing campaigns targeting Caribbean travelers who previously found American shopping trips logistically challenging. The diplomatic significance extends beyond just travel convenience. By extending visa waiver status to these nations, the U.S. is signaling confidence in their governance and security systems. This recognition enhances their international standing and potentially opens doors to additional partnerships and investment opportunities. Regional security experts suggest this program creates positive incentives for continued cooperation on transnational issues like drug trafficking, illegal migration, and terrorism, reinforcing a security framework that benefits all parties involved. Education opportunities will expand significantly as Caribbean students can more easily visit U.S. colleges and universities for campus tours and interviews. While student visas will still be required for actual enrollment, the ability to explore educational options without visa hurdles removes a significant barrier in the decision-making process. American educational institutions are already developing recruitment strategies targeting these newly accessible.
All right, so there you have it. Lots of information, lots of food for thought. There's no guarantee on any of this. There's really no guarantee on any of this. And as you can tell by the timeline, January has already passed, and I haven't had anything, and we're headed up to July. So, but let's talk about it. Let's see if there's anybody out there that has any contributions to make, whether positive or negative as it relates to visa-free travel or non-visa-free travel to the U.S. One school of thought that I heard is, well, since the trade war that's happening now between China and America, America's way of bringing people over on their side to ensure that they don't go towards the east, which is China, is to give us visa-free access so that, we can feel good about America again. Maybe, we can, as Trump said, make America great again. So let me hear what you think about that. Our number is 6628674. We're on the edge. Give us a call. and let's hear what you think, because this is some serious business here. Let's try our first call. Good morning. Welcome to the Edge.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's that's what you just read is a conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it's not gonna happen.
Okay, why do you say it's a conspiracy?
For all the things that are going on right now in the United States, telling them the Caribbean what to do, I don't see them giving them visa-free access.
But what about the thought process, though, that this prevents them from prevents the Caribbean, that is, from supporting China and being obedient and supporting America, since of course there's a trade war, and in any kind of war, you need friends.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, they can't prevent, because we still trade with China directly anyway. So
correct.
I don't think that would make it any different. Somebody coming up with a conspiracy theory for people to feel good, it makes no sense to me. So that is just conspiracy theory, if I'm getting it right, and it's not going to happen. So don't hold your breath.
All right, I hear you. Thank you, man. We appreciate you, participating in the show. We got another call online. Let's try this one. Welcome to the Edge. Hello. Hello. Okay. Looks like we don't have anybody on that line. Please call us back at 662-8674 and let us know what you think. Good morning. Welcome to the Edge.
Morning.
Good morning.
Nice program. Useful information. Exactly what's the name of the website? That's
It's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put 10 Caribbean countries visa-free access, you will find it on YouTube.
Okay.
And as I said, this is not anything that ZIZ has sanctioned. We're just playing
I
it.
understand you.
Good.
Just repeat, 10 Caribbean countries.
And
US would require visa-free.
That would require visa-free?
yes. But once you put 10 Caribbean countries, you should get it.
Okay.
The page is,
Thank you.
The page is Weird Globe. Weird Globe.
WEIRDGLOBE.
Yeah.
That's in it. What's that is?
That's the name of the page that has it up on YouTube. WEIRD Weird Globe. GLOBE.
Got you.
All right. Thanks for listening. All right. Let's try it. Okay, we lost that call. Let's try this one again. Good morning. Welcome to the Edge. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, so please tell me how this visiting gonna go up, and you're gonna.
Sound like you don't want to go Barbados.
Huh?
Sound like you don't want to go to Barbados to get your visa.
That's what I'm trying to find out. To go to Barbados too.
Listen, my personal opinion, this is not going to happen. But as I said, I just wanted people to hear, and especially some of the reasons why they're giving for countries who are on the list as to why America is looking to treat them with respect by saying, okay, good. So you've done what we want you to do. You've cleaned up certain things. Let's give you free visa access right now so you don't go to China. All right. Well, thanks for calling anyway. Looks like you'll still have to go to Barbados right now. Welcome to the Edge again. It's 662-8674. Let me know what you think about everything that, of course, was said in the video as to, what people think. As I was reading some thoughts earlier, And there's another one that comes to mind when it says, when our economies are struggling and our people are in desperate situations, real estate investors will have access to inexpensive land and cheap labor to establish private island resorts. I'm going to pause there while we take this call. Good morning. Welcome to the Edge.
Good morning.
Yes.
You know, America is playing with the Caribbean head.
You said playing? You said playing with the Caribbean head?
Whatever they do. They're playing with the mental of the people.
Okay.
What they're doing is to detain you from going to China. Whatever they're doing, they realize that China have a lot of help in the Caribbean, because China help in the Caribbean. So tremendously. So they work out well by, if we have to go this route, we haven't got much support with the Caribbean people. So let me try to get them kind of freedom that they can come back to the U.S.
Okay. Well, I'm sure a lot of people would be happy for that. But I hear what you're saying. One conundrum, though, I think that comes with it is some of these countries are currently, if I'm not mistaken, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, have diplomatic relations with Taiwan, and Taiwan and mainland China now are having their dispute as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
The U.S., you see what happened to the U.S.? The U.S. left the Caribbean out there in the wilderness too long, yeah?
Because, it's funny for me. I mean, I always say growing up, we saw most stuff from Canada. I remember the days when Canada built schools and different things like that, and we were wondering, okay, what's up with England or America?
That is it. We have benefit from Canada more than America and England.
Exactly.
And them was who was helping us with dump truck, school bus, school, and them things. So we owe them there more a legion and anybody else.
I know.
Now.
As my buddy Rascal says, Americans don't build schools, man. They'll sure put a stockpile of arms in your country, just like Antigua. All right, well, thanks for your participation, man. Appreciate it. Food for thought. Welcome to the Edge. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Monarch.
Good morning, Paula. How are you? Thank you for keeping me.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping me. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. And have a good Easter weekend when it comes.
Any thoughts on the process today?
Yeah.
Because you have family in St. Thomas, right?
Tony want me to go back in St. Thomas,
there you go.
I'm making a problem with the Americans.
So
St. Thomas.
So visa free would be good for you.
Yes.
All right, Paula.
No.
Well, you enjoy the day as well. Enjoy the Easter weekend. Thanks for calling. We appreciate it. ZIZ. Good morning, the Edge.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
We have to be so mindful because we are living in an age of fake news. We're living in an age of misinformation. And I say that because just yesterday, I was looking at a video that says Trump new travel ban targets Caribbean. 10 Caribbean countries affected.
Yes, we've seen that one as well.
And some of the same names that that were mentioned in that clip that you played.
Yes,
are part of that very list.
I've seen the clip you're talking about.
And so I was prepared to go and buy a pound of salt in town. And I started hearing that video because you don't know what is true anymore.
Okay.
Or you don't know what is relevant anymore.
Exactly.
Because the situation is so dynamic and things change overnight by just a tweet.
I know. You say dynamic, I say chaotic.
Okay then.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. I've seen that visa as well. But I mean, I what I like about this video is some of the facts, as I just mentioned a while ago, some of the facts that they're saying that some of these countries have done in order, to gain the trust of Americans.
Yeah. One of the things that I want to point out as well is that the clip that you played, it was clearly an AI-generated voice.
Correct.
Was speaking on that clip.
Because you see, they never said St. Kitts,
clues,
they said street street
that's a big clue. That's a big clue.
Absolutely.
Street Kitts and Street Luther. And so one has to be so mindful of all these things. Why would a reputable media house put out a release using AI-generated voice? I mean, all those things are the kinds of things that you have to be mindful of when viewing and listening to these things. So thank you so much for your time.
All right, King, you take care. I recognize your voice.
and don't forget to pick up some limes, though, with that salt.
Come forward and pick up some lime. All right. ZIZ, good morning. Okay, so we've lost that one. What we're going to do now, if we don't have another call, then we can take a break and come right back on the edge with your calls.
ZIZ Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.
In the sun or in the rain, life's a journey, joy and pain. But NCI's here day and night, always here for you, making it right. Always here for you. Always. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Always. Right here till the very
At National Caribbean Insurance, you are covered and secure. We're your partner, your protector, your peace of mind. So for home, for health, for life, choose NCI because we're always here for you. Always.
Always here for you. Always. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Always. Right here till the very end. Always here for you. Always. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Always. Right here till the very end.
Do you have a dear mother?
Moments for Mom, a ZIZ tribute to all mothers. Do you want to do something truly unforgettable for your mom this Mother's Day? Show her love like never before with a personal video tribute broadcast on ZIZ television. Come, step in front of our cameras and tell the world just how much she means to you. It's your chance to share your heart, your memories, and your love. She gave you the world. Now give her 30 seconds of pure joy and excitement. Moments for Mom, only on ZIZ. Limited spaces available. Book your tributes now. Give us a call at 465-2621 or email sales@zizonline.com.
She's my mother, and I love her so.
Okay, welcome back to The Edge for April 15th. This is Holy Week, so we're leading up to Easter, Good Friday, Easter Monday, lots of conky. So let's go straight back to the phone, 662-8674. Good morning, welcome to The Edge.
Hello, Monarch. How
Yes.
you doing? This is Jam Down and Dumping Brother, Sonny Boy.
How are you doing, Sonny Boy?
I'm doing fine. I'm calling from New York. What happened to the 718 number? You don't work no more?
No, it doesn't. We're actually in the process of changing studios. In the next couple of weeks, we should be broadcasting from a brand new studio, and hopefully all those things would be rectified. But you can call. This is a WhatsApp number, so it shouldn't cost you anything calling from the U.S.
Oh, okay, I know. Okay, you remember my uncle Edward, Garrow's best friend?
Edward
Davis.
Not sure, but I know he was my uncle, and I heard that he was my uncle's friend.
Yeah, but he passed. That's my uncle. That's his name, Dumpling Jam Young uncle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he passed about 2 months ago.
All right, well, my condolences to you.
Yeah, he and Garrow were like brothers. When he was called Garrow uncle. They were very close. They was in that gym, Muscle Town gym, and they work out together.
Yes.
All right, Monarch, I just called to tell everybody hello in the Federation, and I'm enjoying the show as usual. You and Rascal.
Yes, well, we appreciate you listening as well. I mean, we know that you listen to ZIZ all the time, so.
Of course, man, you all are my family. You all are Kiddishan in the region. We're one family.
There you go. How's the weather in New York today?
Nice, 55 now. 55.
Okay, I can handle that.
In the 50s.
I can handle that.
Yeah, we might have spring for it until the summer really kick in. We haven't good weather for the next week, too.
I got you. All right, man. Well, you take care. Thanks for the call. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Anytime, brothers. I love my people, man. I love my island.
Good. All right, so there you had it. Our New York fan, well, he's more air conditioned because he always calls into every show on ZIZ. So we were looking at, as I said, we're looking at, visa-free access. And as I said, we're not condoning, supporting this video. We're generating conversation as to, what people think. Because, yes, there's a lot that's going on in America. A lot that's going on in America right now. And, it's really, really crazy. Last I seen was now the El Salvadorian president is saying that this guy, that Trump said they made a mistake and deported him to El Salvador to that 4,000 capacity prison. One school of thought is that he may not be alive. Let's go back to the phone. 662-8674. Welcome to the Edge.
Yes, Monarch. It's a business story. So what happened? We gonna get the business free thing?
Well, as I said, I mean, I don't know that this is gonna happen.
Look here. You know who gonna get that? Who got the oil? We got any oil? Guyana and Trinidad, who gonna get that?
Okay.
We go here. What bad reputation we have? We sell more passport than all the rest people them, so we ain't gonna get that deal. Just a 50-50 chance, my Lord, if that to happen. We got oil.
But how do you know we sell more passport than anybody else? They haven't released any numbers.
50,000 people, 50,000 passport, over 50,000 passport, and that will happen. That is short just so long, and we ain't gonna do none. You ain't what to do. Someone was going them to a funeral here, just in between December to January. They make you come up to Barbados, both you think, just so temporarily, because the people are here working. And I said to St. Thomas, do you know, they ain't giving people them the temporary visa, and they're doing people so all the time, and they must stop it, one of these days somebody won't get back up in Barbados,
But that's their right. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that anybody has ever gone through that here in St. Kitts when they come in through immigration?
Somebody got through it to people who have the sister died here just in January. Late December or January, they wanted the passport to go and see the sister buried. And they give them the passport.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, the
visa.
The thing to go. Yeah, the visa to go. Sorry about passport story. Yeah, sorry.
I know. No, I understand. But what I was saying though, I watch a lot of border control, which is Australia, UK, immigration, and trust me, I don't know if America is worse than them. But I understand what you're saying. This is actually before you travel, going to Barbados, spending a lot of money and not getting your visa. I've known a lot of people who've gone through that.
Really, well, I must pay $4,000 got me and $400. I ain't get nothing. That's ain't right because I don't have any hope to answer my sister Berry, I answer my brother Berry. Also, and he's doing it and they do it to me already and I said, they just take my money and then turn me down. Yeah, they did it all the time. I don't know this country, this place up in America.
I know.
To them.
I mean, I can't imagine that it's easy because I know people spend a lot of money to go down there. I actually have a friend who, got a loan to make sure that they had a decent, a decent bank account, and I know because if you just put that money in, all of a sudden 2 weeks before, even a month before
those are old tricks that don't work anymore. They can tell that you just.
They don't know how to too much tricksy things. Well,
I don't know.
Let me go and come back now, honey. A week or 2 weeks, I'm going to spend, if anything.
Nobody knows what's in your heart, sweetie.
Doing them stupidness.
No.
And let me tell you, I said the thing where they said they're going to get Trinidad and Guyana, and that's in Venezuela, they will maybe they send home some people to the other. They got no oil, they only got water and sand.
But we got niceness down here in St. Kitts Nevis. St. Kitts Sexy Nevis, nice. That ain't enough for us to get visa free?
Yeah, Ronnie, we're going on the beach.
We got beach as well.
We going beach, we might find oil.
We just gotta keep digging. All right. All right. ZIZ. Okay. We didn't get that one. Listen, guys, we're running up against the clock here, but give us a call. It's 662-8674. We can take a few more calls. I want to say good morning to Joan Warner, who is listening. Says good morning, ZIZ The Edge. Happy Thoughtful Tuesday. Good morning. Welcome to The Edge.
Yeah, good morning. I'm laughing after you. I'm not someone. Anyway, people are spending so much money to go Barbados to get visa, and they don't get no visa. The amount of money you go pay when you the doctor and all kind of thing. And they still give you 3 weeks, a month in America or wherever. This is bad.
Yeah, but it's time for us to go. We can go to South America. We don't have to go to North America. Anyway, 662-8674. We got another call.
I will try one better than you, and let's go. I'll see you call.
All right, take care. Not sure how that came back in. That's weird. All right, well, let's try this one. 662-8674. Go ahead.
Sorry, big up, Ronnie.
Okay.
Ronnie.
Hi, Paula.
Enjoy the Easter, sexy Ronnie. Love
Okay, I will. Thank you.
We're going to St. Thomas together, me and your mother.
Me and you?
Not me.
You ain't on a visa?
I wait. All right, same to you. I waiting for visa-free access to come true. All right, so...
Monarch, this lady talking. I mean, a lot of people know that. Some people, you go through a lot, and then you go down there, $1,000+, tickets alone. Boarding, taxi, one day, sometime, spend 2 days, and it run you over $2,000. But I tell you about a lot of years ago actually, because that would have been on my 2 visas ago. I met a lady there from Grenada. That was her 5th time. I was one
trying to get it.
Yeah, her 5th. I was like, "Why you?" And she didn't get it. She was behind. She was behind me. She was and so she was talking in general. She said, "Lord, well, she want to go visit her son." She said, "This is 5th," and she bawled like a child.
I can only imagine
she cried like a child.
I can only imagine because it costs money to get there, as you say. As I said, I knew someone who took a loan to do all the hotel and whatever it is. How do we? Why can't we get back to the days like when we had the embassy or the consulate in Antigua? I know. I mean, you could just send up your passport or whatever. I remember sending.
For some reason, because look at when Canada had the visa, the visa restriction, you had to get it from Trinidad.
Correct.
If you're doing something against my country, why not have something there?
Or close by. Closer by.
Yeah.
In order to, it was just crazy.
Kickbacks, man. I'm sure America, Barbados pays a lot into the American fund from those things. So
it's and that's one of the other things as well too. I mean, they were talking about the tariffs and all that stuff in the Caribbean, and I guess there was this back and forth. Okay, which leader was going to cave in? Which leader was not going to cave in? And of course, well, how does Barbados protect keeping the embassy in their country? All right, let's take this call, 662-8674. Welcome to the Edge.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why bonus just after sometimes. You want to tell me you go out there. It is a luck and chance. I met a lady there with just 7 family. 7 of them. I think they're from Grenada. And not one of the 7 of them get a visit. And that woman cry, only thing she come out of the woman oil blood. You hear me? And I was feeling to work even though me ain't get none. Even though me come from sinking, ain't get none.
So, you felt worse than her.
And I
you felt worse for her.
For her,
yes.
Because 7 of them, and none one of them gets you.
But Elroy, you see, that is the mistake they made. That was a massive mistake. You can't got 7 family going for a visa at the same time. That is a telltale. That's a telltale sign that you want to go to America.
Yeah.
To live. They say, let me go in a pool.
No.
And even if 2, 3 get you.
Terrible.
But
terrible.
When they look to that, it's a lot of things. But let me tell you something here. It is be to the glory of God when you go look at visit. How the person look at you. That's how they picture you here.
That's how they wake up in the morning too.
How they wake up here. Because if they wake up on the wrong side, every person weak by the window.
I know.
It's a nothing.
I had an...
And it's a money-making scheme.
Exactly. I had a...
it's a money-making scheme. They walk out there and get 20 visa. They don't give them 1,000 people come. It's only 20 they don't give.
Well, maybe they do have a quota.
Your documentation got to be correct.
Yeah.
I think so. Because the main thing, Monarch, is you got to think the way they think. And the only objection they have basically is if you want to come to America to stay and reap the havocs or reap the spoils of America, you have to show them, I don't need to be living in America.
You got something that's going to bring you back home.
I got my house, I got my land. Well, you might not have these things, yes, of course, you may got the problem. But I'm just showing you where you have to look for these densities of things that you can use.
Yeah, I know.
With one objection. To beat their ideology that you want to study.
Exactly.
If they know you're going to spend $10,000 to buy some goods and shop and so, they ain't got a problem with that, you know?
Correct. It's when they feel as if,
just
you know what,
when you go
to
back. Renew your visa and they check on it and they say a lot of overstay. Then they use a fellow willing to stay out there.
Exactly.
But when they notice you only to pop in for 2 or 3 days, they say, man, I just go up and give us a couple change and come back out.
But as you say, you're right.
So you have to be, going with a family of 7, man, that's an automatic no. Definitely.
I know. But I need to put a consulate closer down here, man. Well, it's 11:56.
Well, I must say that the last visa I had or gotten was after COVID, where all you had to do was send down your ID. I didn't have to travel.
Listen, looks like we got a call. We'll take this one and make it
there's a little silver lining sometimes. A little freebies.
Welcome to the Edge. Go ahead.
Yes, just as Ronnie Roscoe was saying, it's true, but you know, people go with a family, you don't go with a family, you go your one, right? And so man, me saying, yeah, me want to, you know, I just want to come in and go back out. Give them, you know, a kind of impression like you really want to say it, but you know, you really want to say.
You should have walked with a couple bags of nuts when you were.
Down you in Monarch. Just read between the lines. A family gone, husband, wife, and children. I hope they get straighten up because Trump going to tell them out, you know. Get the money and gone. You ain't need to wife gone and work and send back husband, and husband gone and send back wife. They take up the happy till I believe right now they don't sleep at night. They don't just be drinking till morning come. That's crazy. The way that
I don't want to be in that position.
No, so that's how scared it is. Right.
All right. Looks like we got one more call.
Yeah, one more call.
We're gonna take this one.
We'll take this one more call.
Thank you very much, Nuts Lady.
Let's see. Come on. We lost that one. If it comes back too quick,
we'll get it. Well,
1 minute left to do so, and then we break for midday news.
While we wait here, some just got a message says America is not like it used to be. They're not missing anything. My friend just retired from the military on Friday after 27 years, and right after his ceremony, he was on a flight out the country. Say he's not coming back till the clown goes.
Oh,
the only clown that doesn't play on the parade in St. Kitts. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you again for joining us here on The Edge on ZIZ. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to now take you to the midday news. Thanks again for listening and watching.